Lee outside. Puts it up off the inbound. Banked in off the glass. Lee's got 18 points now here in the second half.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
I wasn't quite sure if he'd be able to maintain that same level of play. I had my doubts coming into this game, but consider my doubts disappeared.
For three, Kidd. It doesn't go for him. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of looking across the NBA landscape. Which post players do you see as the most physically dominant in the league right now?
Well, if you talk about physically dominant, there are a number of guys that fall into that category. But I would add this caveat. Who's physically dominant and most skilled? That's DeMarcus Cousins. Marc Gasol is similar because of his skill set. Drummond is an animal and a beast because of his rebounding and strength and athleticism. DeAndre Jordan, much the same, but skill and physicality, DeMarcus Cousins gets my vote.
A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court for Charlotte, they've got ABC. Big Daddy is out there with Big Cat. Then there's Campbell, and it's Garcia in at the 3 side.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting well. They're at 45%. Stolen away. Fast break now for Charlotte. Intercepted. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Jefferson kicks to Martin. Jefferson has a wide open look. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
Campbell with it. Here's the screen to the paint. Kicks it out to Garcia. And the pass to Lyons. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Right side Garcia. Clock at 6. Here's Brand. Back to Garcia. Gets some room on the way in. And the bucket's good. Garcia's got 4 this quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let-up. Killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Pass to LeVert. Kicks it to Mozgov. Feeds it to Jefferson. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Here's LeVert. Let's keep it alive. Martin, the pass to Mozgov.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break. And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think we're just going to leave that one right there.
Here's Garcia. Pass to Campbell. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Screen by Brand. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. The feed to Johnson. He kicks it to Mozgov. The pass to LeVert. A three-pointer is right on target. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Here's Campbell. Left side, Garcia. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it go from the wing. Charlotte getting another chance here. To the middle. Here's Lyons. Mozgov with the block.
Timing and sneaky athleticism, Kevin, allowed Mozgov to get to that shot.
Here's Johnson. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And the Hornets call time here. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game. And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
And that one is stuffed right through.
Yeah, loitering above the rim. Hollis Jefferson with athleticism to burn.
It's deflected. Outside, Garcia. Now, here's Joseph. Campbell kicks to Garcia. Well, we know just how athletic the NBA has become since its inception. Clark, even from when you play, just how much faster and stronger has the game become?
I would say if we were going to try to put a percentage on it, I think it's grown 60-70% in terms of athleticism. And a lot of it is attributable to the training advances that have been made in sports science and sports medicine and sports performance. And that's benefited and aided the players greatly. And then you have players that have really bought into nutrition and year-round maintenance of their bodies and taking advantage of this technology to enhance performance. And then it becomes a herd mentality. More and more of the guys are doing it, and more of them are benefiting from this enhanced training. So I'd say it's at least 70% better than 30 years ago.
Here's Joseph, but they get it back. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Nets have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the 4th quarter so far. Out to the right wing. Here's Varejau, rebounded by Grant.
That's a good shot. Even though it couldn't find the bottom of the bucket, I like the shot quality.
And here is Joseph. There's a good screen. Garcia goes in. Brooklyn with the rebound. Varejau's got his 4th rebound in this one.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going in this quarter.
And the confidence from Hollis Jefferson to get the pass and immediately rise up for the jump shot, that's what you call real good awareness, finding his comfort zone with this team.
Charlotte calls timeout. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin, I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Big Dog is checked in for Big Daddy. B-Train comes in for Big Cat, and it's the Beast in for Campbell. Dishes to Joseph. There's a screen. Charlotte needs to get a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Strong work at that end of the floor. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Kidd. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. He dishes it to Kidd. To the inside. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. Here's Wolf. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
And he makes the first. And so he hits both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Johnson up top. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Here's B-Train. Now Joseph, and taken away by Johnson. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Johnson against Garcia. They set the pick. Johnson, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Love seeing that aggression. I mean, the ferociousness of Hollis Jefferson. Yes, sir.
Here's the beast. Joseph with the ball. Wolf passes to Joseph. Here's the beast. Back to Joseph. For the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Joseph's got 29 in the game.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more off the screen in that situation.
Here's Verajao. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. The Beast's got his 6th rebound on the night.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Outside Kidd. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
He had a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the lip.
Trickeration. I like that, partner. That's pretty strong word creation. And you got to be creative, though, whether you're commentating or hooping, especially when you're going inside.
The Nets making a switch here. Martin's checked in. Johnson dishes the Kidd. Picked by Verajao. Got a piece of it. The pass to Big Dog. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. Here's Garcia to the wing right side. .135 left in the 4th quarter. 6 to shoot. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers with the hustle stats for Charlotte.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
Riaki is checked in for the Hornets.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Hornets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
And you can break out the brooms, ladies and gentlemen. They found a way to defeat this opponent all 4 games this year, finishing out a clean sweep for their season series against the Nets.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Joseph.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Here's Johnson. And the shot no good, a bit short. Johnson against Garcia. To the left side wing. There's the pick. Off the screen, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort.
Kidd kicks to Johnson. 16 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that